but that's okay. And the thought about, well, they tried prohibition, it didn't work. Well, no shit, you tried the war on drugs and it didn't work fucking either, but we're still doing it. It makes perfect sense to me. You just don't get it. You know, I talk bad about drugs because they do fuck up a lot of people. But there are people that can do it socially, and be fine. It should be our right. Look at all the drugs that they make out of cocaine. Codeine, form of cocaine. Oxycontin, it's a form of synthetic heroin. I mean, it's helping people. Oxycontin takes more to make. It's more expensive to make than heroin. You could be giving these people heroin and having just the same results, but cheaper. It used to be called patent medicine. You know, back in the day, they'd have morphine, cocaine, heroin, and all these drugs. They help people. Yes, some people got hooked and went overboard with it, but look at obese people. Some people can eat a cupcake and put it down. Some people got to eat 20 cupcakes. You know, it's on the person. You know, I just think we're spending a lot of money for nothing. I mean, the war on drugs has helped this much. It's put people in prison with murderers and rapists because they had a fucking quarter of fucking pot. You're telling me that somebody smoking a joint is just as bad as a person that fucking rapes kids? Doesn't make sense. But you can be a fucking raging alcoholic, and that's fine. It's fucked up. Hold on, guys. Alright. One last thing on drugs, and I'll skip to the next one. You want to smoke a joint? You'll smoke a joint. You want to eat a Percocet? Eat a fucking Percocet. But just remember, one Percocet ends up being 2 Percocets. 2 Percocets ends up being 10 Percocets. 10 Percocets ends up being an Oxycontin 20. Oxycontin 20 ends up being an Oxycontin 40. Oxycontin 40 ends up being an Oxycontin 80. Then it's 2 80s. Then it's 3 80s. Then it's a 20 bag of heroin. Like I said, Oxycontin synthetic heroin. The next thing you know, you're fucking shooting shit in your arm, and you never planned on being there. If you're one of those persons that cannot smoke a joint and be fine, you've got to steal from mom to go smoke a joint, you got a problem. You can't get out of bed without smoking a joint, you've got a problem. There's people out there that can help you. Go get some fucking help. Alright? When you've got to go break into houses or steal from your mom to support your drug habit, it's not social anymore. It's done fucked you up. Go get some help. I'll leave drugs alone. Gay rights. You want to suck a dick, suck a dick. Don't come trying to suck my dick. You want to get married? I don't give a fuck your man, woman, cat. Prenup. That's all I got to say on that. They want to go get married and fuck their lives up without a prenup. Let them. The death penalty. It's not used enough. Yeah, I know. People don't like the death penalty. I was watching one girl's portrait of an atheist, and she was talking about how we still kill people, and she thinks it's stupid and this and that. Why should, alright, you go out and you murder 20 people, I should pay with my tax dollars to put you in prison for the rest of your life? Do you know how much it costs for a person in prison? When I was in juvenile, I did time as a juvenile. It cost $350,000 to support me for 1 year. $350,000 to support me for a year. I can support my family for, 4 or 5 years on that. Why is it so much? My belief, you go to prison, well, that's fine. You paid your debts to society, end of story. You go back a second time, fuck you, you can't live in society, you can't live by our rules, fuck you, kill the motherfucker. Why should we have to pay to keep him alive? Fuck it, he can't live in society. He did it once. 3 strikes, you're out. Fuck yeah, you got 2 strikes. End of story. Be done with the motherfucker. I can already hear you people moaning and groaning. Why should my tax dollars have to support this motherfucker? Here's an idea. You go to prison, you have to pay for it yourself. You can't pay for it, we kill you. End of story. Shouldn't have been out there fucking committing crimes. You should have gotten yourself a fucking job and worked for a fucking living. Just like the motherfucker that broke into my goddamn shop. It cost me more for the door than what the motherfucker stole. All because they're too fucking lazy to go get a job and buy it their goddamn selves. Let me tell you, if I'd have found the motherfucker doing it, I'd have blown his fucking head off. And wouldn't have thought twice about it and wouldn't have lost any fucking sleep. He's a fucking lowlife. If you can't fucking work for a living and make a job, go get a job and support yourself, fuck you. The man's holding me down. No, your lazy ass is holding you down. The economy. This is how I'm about ready to lose my business. It fucking sucks. Do you know the Federal Reserve isn't owned by the Federals? By our government? The Federal Reserve, not owned and operated by the feds. It's owned by a group of bankers. Take a second to chew that one over. The Federal Reserve, not owned by the feds. And you wonder why our economy's fucked up. We need more money? We'll print it. We'll print more. When we got off the gold standard, if you want to print $1, you have to have $1 worth of gold. When we threw that out the window, all hell went downhill. Here's another one for you. Do you know income tax? There is not a law in the U.S. Constitution or the U.S. laws. There is not a law that says you have to pay income tax. Bet you didn't know that one. Yes, I'll state that again. There is not a law that says we have to pay federal income tax. There's a set of videos on YouTube that I watched one time that was talking about it. I think it was the downfall of America. There's 5 videos in it, and they explain it, and they even go to like the IRS, and the IRS didn't want to talk to them. When they finally got to talk to the guy, and they said, well, there's no law that says you have to pay it. He said it's a common knowledge law. Since it's common knowledge that you have to pay income tax, you have to pay income tax. Yet people have their homes taken, their businesses taken, but there's no law that says you have to pay income tax.